Before continuing this part 2 video, the student management system, I strongly suggest please watch my part 1 video, otherwise you'll get confused. And here we got the home page. Let's add the admin details. Admin, and the password is the admin123. Let's log in. After I log in successfully, this is the admin page. First we'll add a new course. The course name I'm adding PHP. The course duration is 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. And the course fees is 3,500. Let's insert new course. And here we got a message, the course PHP is saved successfully. After adding the course, now we'll assign a teacher for this PHP. Teacher, I'm adding the Peter. The email ID is pet@gmail.com. The phone number is 56. The course, notice the PHP is added into this drop down list control. From the course table, I have selected the PHP and the qualification I am adding BSc Computer Science. Let's insert. And got a message that tutor Peter is saved successfully. Now the leftover is a student. Let's insert the student record, and this is a student page. The student name I am adding Charan, CH is the last name, the father name is, and the father name is Rajesh. The phone number is 897, and the father phone number is 456-789. Just for the demo purpose, I'm entering some random numbers, and the email I'm adding charan3k@gmail.com. This email is a valid Gmail ID. After insert this Charan details, I will get the receipt to this email ID and the phone number. Let's add some number 123456. The course name, I'm choosing PHP, and notice once I select the PHP, I got the course fees amount here 3,500. I'm paying the amount 250 rupees. I'm paying. Once I click tab, see here in the fees due, I got the remaining balance I have to pay. Let's insert record. And here we got a message, the student Charan is saved successfully and the fees receipt has been sent to email charan3k@gmail.com. So let's open my Gmail account. gmail.com. Now I'm entering the password. Click next. And here we got a message from the ironrupee.in, which we have sent the email. Let's open that one. See, the subject is the receipt details, and the body, the course name, I have joined PHP. The course fees is 3,500 and the installment we have paid 250 rupees. The balance fees is 3,250. And the small note at the bottom, note the certificate will not be issued until the balance amount is clear. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Now open student page.aspx page. Now in the student page, I'm adding due tag. Inside this due tag, I'm adding table. Border is equals to 1 and tr PD. The first one is a student. student first name TD. I'm adding text box control. Text box control. I'm changing the ID of the text box. Text student F name, which is the student first name. TR TD student last name TD. I'm adding text box control. I'm changing the label of the ID of the text box. Text student L name. After the TR TD, the next column in the table, let's visit the student table. Student father name. So let's add the father name. Father name TD. Text box control. Text father name TR TD. Father phone TD. I'm adding text box control. The text ID I'm changing to TXT. Father phone. And the next control, student email, student phone, and course join. TR TD email TD. Text box control. Text student email TR phone send. Phone TD. I'm adding text box control. Text 4 TR TD course name. Now in this course name, I'm adding the drop down list control. Open toolbox, drop down list control, and I'm changing the ID of the drop down list, which is a DDL course name. In the next column, course fees first installment, the course fees first installment and fees due. Course fees. In this course fees, I'm adding the label control. Label course fees. I'm deleting the label text. TR TD installment TD. I'm adding the text box control. Text course installment TR TD fees due and join date. Fees due TD, and the due fees I'm adding the label control. Label due fees, and the last one TR TD join date td. The join date I'm adding the literal control. Literal. The ID of the literal control I'm adding join date. And after that I'm adding tr td, and this td I'm adding the button control, button insert record, and the ID of the button I'm changing to button student. The next td, and I want to display the message once the record is saved or not. Toolbox, I'm adding the label control, label message. I'm deleting the text property of the label, and for color is equals to green. Now in this div, I'm adding the Twitter page, the style background color, this one, semicolon. Let's add the height and width of this div. Switch to the design mode. And here is the designing part of the student page. And now double click the button control. First, in this button control I'm adding the namespace using system.data, using system.data.sql client. The last namespace I'm adding using system.configuration. And when the page load, I want to display the join date. For that we have used the literal control, literal join date. So let's add that one. Literal join date text is equals to date time dot now dot toString method. So after that switch to the design mode. Select the, I want to bind the data, the course names from the course table, and notice there is a small button which is a drop down list task. Click that one, choose data source and enable auto post back. I'm selecting the enable auto post back and choose data source. I'm selecting the data source, new data source, SQL data source. I'm selecting, click OK. Now let's add the new connection. I'm adding SQL server name. After adding SQL server name, now I'm selecting the database name. Our database name is a student management system. I have selected that one. Test connection is succeeded. OK. And here we got the connection string. Click next. The connection string name is a student management system connection string 2, and I'm saving this connection string in the web.config file. Click next. And from the selected database contains 3 tables: course table, student and tutor. I'm selecting the course table because I require the CNAME, which is a course name column. I want to bind into the drop down list. CNAME, click next, test query, finish. And here the column name CNAME is binded to the drop down list. Click OK. Now after that, now let's check the output. The CNAME column, course name column is binded to this drop down list control or not. Google Chrome. And here we got the home page. Let's enter the admin details. Admin user ID is the admin and the password is the admin123. Click login. So after I log in successfully, let's click the student page, and notice here the course name is added. When the student selects a particular course name, for example, if the user selects a JavaScript, I want to get the course fees details into this label control. And when a student pays the first installment, I want to get the remaining balance I want to show in this fees due label control. And also notice the date is added when page loads. Now let's complete this task fast. To get the course fees and the fees balance due, switch to the code behind, stop debugging. When a student selects a particular course name, I want to get that course fees in this course fees label control. So double click the button drop down list control, and here we got the drop down list. Select the index change. Now the code is string main con is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings. Between double quotes, I am adding the connection string name, which is the my connection. Copy this one, paste here, dot connection string SQL connection SQL con is equals to new SQL connection. I am adding main con string SQL query is equals to, here the query is select start from the table name is the course table. Copy this one, where when a user selects the course name C name is equals to C name semicolon SQL command SQL com is equals to new SQL command. Before that, let's add the SQL con.open method and SQL con.close method. Now in the SQL command takes two parameters. The first one is the SQL query, comma, and the second parameter is the SQL connection object, which is the SQL con. Let's add that one also. After that, SQL com.parameters dot add with the value. The parameter name is a CNAME at CNAME, comma, and the object value we are getting from the drop down list ddl course name dot selected item dot text. SQL data reader SDR is equals to SQL com dot execute reader method. Now I am adding the while loop to read the data from the CNAME column. While loop Azure dot read method, and this read method I am adding literal the label course fees. Lab course fees dot text is equals to SDR between double quotes, and between these double quotes I am adding the column name, which is a C fees, to get the selected course name fees dot toString method. That's it. We have added the functionality. When a student selects a particular course name, that course fees details will be displayed in this label course fees. Now again switch back to the design mode and go to source mode, Make sure in the drop down list add the property auto postback is equals to true. After that, I am adding the default label for the drop down list, ASP item id value is equals to 0 and the text is equals to select course. So after adding the list item inside this drop down list, and the main important in the drop down list add the property append data bound items is equals to true. If you don't add this property, this list item does not display. So make sure add this property to display this default label. Again switch back to the design mode. Now double click the installment. It will generate the text change event of the text box control. Adding the integer balance is equals to convert .to int 32. The course fees we are getting from this label control minus convert .to int 32 from this text box control text course installment dot text semicolon, and I want to display the balance amount in the fees due label control. Due fees dot text is equals to I'm adding the balance dot toString method. That's it, we have done the coding part. Switch to the design mode. When a user selects a particular course name, I want to display that selected course fees in this course fee in this label control. After that, when a user pays some installment, and I want to display that remaining balance in this label control. Here delete this label or this label 2. And one more important point is we need to add the property auto postback is equals to true for this label control, for this text box control. Switch to the source mode. Let's add auto postback is equals to true. That's it. After adding this property, now let's check the results. Google Chrome. And here we got the home page. Let's enter the admin user details. The admin user ID is the admin and the password of the admin is admin123. Click login. After I log in to the admin page, now let's visit the student page. And notice in the student page the course name, the default label select course is added, and when I click the drop down list control, now I'm selecting the course name JavaScript, and here we got the course fees 2500 for the JavaScript. Now I want to pay 500 the course fees, the first installment, I'm paying 500 rupees, and I click tab, and here we got the remaining balance is 2000, the fees due. Now after adding this functionality to get the course fees and the balance due amount of the fees, now let's write the code to insert the all details into a database. After that, the receipt will be sent to the student email ID. So I can switch back to the Visual Studio, stop debugging, student page.aspx.cs code behind, and the button click event, just I'm copying this part here. I'm deleting the SQL query. Instead of SQL query, select query, I'm adding the insert statement. Insert into the table name is the student table is this one, dbo.student. Copy this one, paste here. Let's add the student column names. Student F name, student L name, student's father name. Copy that one, paste here, and student's father phone number. And the next one, student email, student phone, the course join, comma, the course fees. Copy that one, the first installment, comma, fees due. Copy that one, copy, comma, and the last one is the join date, the last column, join date, and values, and the values at student F name. Copy that one, paste here, at student L name, at student father name. Copy that one, paste here, at student father phone, comma, at student email, comma, at student phone. Copy that one, paste here, at course join. Copy that one, paste here, comma, at course fees. Copy that one, and first installment. Copy that one, paste here, and the fees due, the last column, joined it. So after that, let's add the symbol. Now SQL com dot parameters dot add with the value. Between double quotes, I am adding the first parameter we are getting from the at stf name, comma, text, student f name dot text, semicolon. Copy that one, paste. The second one is a student L name. Copy that one, paste here, text, student L name, student father name, text, father name. The next one is a phone number, father's phone number. Add that one, text, father phone. The next one is the email. Copy that one, text, student email, the phone, student phone, text, phone.text, copy that one, paste. After phone, the course join, copy that one, course join. I'm selecting the course name from the drop down list control. So drop down list ID, course name dot selected item dot text, and the course fees. Once the course is selected by the student, I want to display the course in the label control, lab course fees dot text, and the first installment, course fees first installment, the first installment text, the course installment, fees due, label due fees. After that, the last one, I'm adding the join date. Copy that one, paste here. The date I have added the literal control, lit join date dot text. Now that's after that, I'm closing the SQL connection dot close method. I'm adding SQL com dot execute non-query method. Once the records are inserted successfully, I want to display the message. For that, I have used lab message dot text is equals to the student plus text student f name dot text, which is a student name, is saved successfully. And I'm adding break. The fees receipt has been sent to email, plus the email ID is student email ID. The text box I'm adding. Now we require the functionality to send an email. For that, I'm using the Gmail SMTP. To send an email, the first thing we require the namespace using system.net.mail, and the other namespace we require system.net for the network credentials of the Gmail. Come to the bottom. After the label message, I'm adding mail message class. is equals to new mail message. In this mail message, I am adding between double quotes the mail address from address alanrupi.in@gmail, which is my valid Gmail account. I want to send from this Gmail account to this student, semicolon, dot body subject. Let's add the subject first. Subject is equals to receipt details, mm.body is equals to the body, the course name plus we are getting the course name from the drop down list control, and the course fees is the total course fees I'm adding here plus the installment you have paid plus the course installment you are getting from the text box control, this here, plus break the balance fees is plus the balance fees lab due fees dot text. Copy that one and paste here. Yes, I'm adding break h3. I'm closing the h3 tag. Style. Single quotes, color, colon, red, semicolon, note. The note is the certificate will not be issued until the balance amount is clear. After adding the body, the mm.isBody HTML is equals to true. So after mail message, now I'm adding the SMTP client. SMTP is equals to new SMTP client. The SMTP class contains two main properties. One is the SMTP host and port number. That we have to add the Gmail SMTP host and port number. SMTP dot host is equals to the host name of the Gmail, smtp.gmail.com, semicolon, smtp.port is equals to the port number is 587, smtp.enable SSL is equals to true. After that, I'm adding network credential, and C is equals to new network credentials, and this network credential I'm adding the parameters my Gmail account user ID and the password. The user ID of the Gmail, which is a firm address, I'm adding this one only, comma between double quotes. The password, which is a string, I'm adding the password, and C dot, now SMTP dot user default credentials is equals to true. smtp.credentials is equals to nc. And the last one, to send an email, smtp.send method. I'm adding the mail message object, which is a That's it, we have done the complete coding part. Now let's check the output. Google Chrome. And here we got the home page. Let's add the admin details. Admin, and the password is the admin123. Let's log in. After I log in successfully, this is the admin page. Now first we'll add a new course. The course name I'm adding PHP. The course duration is 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. And the course fees is 3,500. Let's insert new course. And here we got a message, the course PHP is saved successfully. After adding the course, now we'll assign a teacher for this PHP. Teacher, I'm adding the Peter. The email ID is pet@gmail.com. The phone number is 56. The course, notice the PHP is added into this drop down list control. From the course table, I have selected the PHP, and the qualification I am adding BSc Computer Science. Let's insert. And got a message that tutor Peter is saved successfully. Now the leftover is a student. Let's insert the student record, and this is a student page. The student name I'm adding Charan, CH is the last name, the father name is, and the father name is Rajesh. The phone number is 897, and the father phone number is 456-789. Just for the demo purpose, I'm entering some random numbers. And the email I'm adding charan3k@gmail.com. This email is a valid Gmail ID. After insert this Charan details, I will get the receipt to this email ID and the phone number. Let's add some number 123456. The course name, I'm choosing PHP, and notice once I select the PHP, I got the course fees amount here 3,500. Now I'm paying the amount 250 rupees. I'm paying. Once I click tab, see here in the fees due, I got the remaining balance I have to pay. Let's insert record. And here we got a message, the student Charan is saved successfully, and the fees receipt has been sent to email charan3k@gmail.com. So let's open my Gmail account. gmail.com. Now I'm entering the password. Click next. And here we got a message from the ironrupee.in, which we have sent the email. Let's open that one. See, the subject is the receipt details, and the body, the course name, I have joined PHP. The course fees is 3,500, and the installment we have paid 250 rupees. The balance fees is 3,250. And the small note at the bottom, note, the certificate will not be issued until the balance amount is clear.